Hi, I'm Bill Woodard, and welcome to the March edition of the Smith County Chamber Corner. We've got a good program for you today. We've got the Amateur Radio Club coming. Larry and Cheryl Poole are going to be here talking about that. Miss Martha Hinton, our guest, not our guest, our host, is going to be here, and she's going to talk about the Pregnancy Resource Center. Then Virginia and Jordan are going to talk about River City Ball, and of course, Drug Prevention Coalition folks. They're going to be here, Miss Tammy London, and talk about that. And, of course, our UT Extension folks. So, folks, we hope you stay tuned. We're going to have a good program for you. Thank you for tuning in. Folks, we're glad you tuned in today. We've got some special people here, and they've got a wonderful project that they're going to talk about. And I'm going to get you guys to introduce yourselves. Let's just start here.
I'm Cheryl Poole, and this is my husband.
Yeah, Larry Poole.
Okay, and these guys, they've got a project that they want to talk about, and it's the amateur radio, right?
Amateur.
So why don't you tell them, or whichever one of you want to, tell them kind of about the program.
Let me start. Most everybody in our club, we have about 18 members, uses radios. Most people have something like this to communicate locally in the county, in Smith County. Some of them have actually bigger radios, bigger antennas to talk with Europe, which is best in the morning, Japan, Asia, best in the afternoon. We do a lot of activities in the community. Maybe Cheryl wants to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. We have sponsored some workshops at the Spot for teens in trying to encourage the kids in science and technology. One of the projects was building a Morse code transceiver that would require an FCC license as an amateur radio operator. The 18 people in our club are FCC licensed. It is necessary in order to use the amateur radio bands worldwide. And we help people. Everybody's invited to our club meetings, which is the third Mondays of every month. And we have an educational portion. And we encourage them and show them where they can get extra training and testing opportunities every month to get their licenses.
Okay, and this is a group that's in Smith County then and meeting in Smith County at the Spot?
No, this is a radio club meeting and just supporting the Spot. We also support other things, like we support with the Walton Days with the traffic and communication. And there was a Run for Dawn that we supported with the traffic and safety, watching the runners. And actually for any community organization that needed some communication, emergency communication support, we'd be available for.
Well, I know we really appreciate it at Walton Days because you guys do such a wonderful job of making sure everything's secure and helping, with the traffic and if people have questions and stuff like that. So this is a really, really good thing. If someone was interested in getting involved in this, how would they go about that?
Best thing would be come to one of our meetings, which is the third Monday at the Chamber of Commerce. We also have a website that Cheryl maintains.
Yes, and it's Smith County Amateur Radio, and there's also a Facebook page, Smith County, Tennessee Amateur Radio. Either one of those sites to get our next club meeting and see pictures of our activities in the club and events that are happening.
Okay, well, you guys have become, I think you've been doing Walton Days, 2 years now?
Just 1 year.
Just 1 year.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you guys have become a vital part of that, and we really appreciate what you do there. And I know other folks do as well. If you want to get information about this, what is the website listed?
Let's see here.
Or you have a Facebook page or a phone number?
Yes.
whichever one you think would be the best for them to do.
SmithCountyAmateurRadio.com.
Okay, SmithCountyAmateurRadio.com, and that's all spelled out. So if you want to get information about that, you can go and look at that website and get more. Is there anything else that we're missing about that radio club?
Well, the other thing we do is practice for emergencies. Tornado, flooding, or EMP attack. Can provide communication. Everything else might be down. Internet might be down. Cell phones might be down, but we still have our radios.
Amateur radio is the one thing that needs no infrastructure. And most of us have the ability to do things even without power. And then, of course, that's just transmitting using what we learned to use sunspots, meteorite scatter, and amateur radios are pretty experimental with radio waves.
Right, and when I was a kid, they used to talk about ham radio clubs. So this is basically a segue of that from that era and that type of thing. Right?
Yes, it actually started in 1909. And
Really?
Yes, well, and now there's about 750,000 amateur radio operators in the United States.
Wow, that is a big group. And of course, they're all over the world. Like you guys were saying, you talk with Asia, Europe, and places like that. And that's what's amazing to me is that you're able to talk at those distances. Is that where signals bounce or something?
They bounce off the ionosphere, so they might actually bounce 2 or 3 times.
And is there a long wait to, like if you're talking to someone, do you have that delay?
No, everything's at the speed of light, so everything's no delay.
No delay at all. That's pretty amazing. We'll talk about what I'm about to mention at another time, but you guys are involved in a storybook trail project that I'm excited about with the Rotary Club. And so we'd like to have you guys come back and maybe talk about that sometime after it gets a little further along.
So, okay.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, Cheryl, Larry, thank you very much for coming by.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much.
Well, we're still here at the Pregnancy Resource Center, and we had some other guests come in. Guys, thank you for being here. I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself.
Thank you for having us, Bill. I'm Virginia Alexander. I'm chairman of the River City Ball.
I'm Jordan Stillwell, and I'm vice chairman of the River City Ball.
Okay, now, guys, this is the seminal event of the year, every year, and you guys raise a tremendous amount of money for really vital organizations that are here in the county. And so I can't tell you how proud I am of what you guys have done in the past. And this year, you've got a new group that you're going to be raising the money for. And so we're so proud and happy for them. But I'll quit talking and let you talk. You start.
Well, thank you, Bill. As you know, we choose a new benefactor every year. This is our 7th event. This year, we're raising funds for the Smith County Rescue Squad. We're super excited. This is their first year applying to be the benefactor, and they just blew us away in their application process. Other organizations that we have sponsored have been the Pregnancy Resource Center a couple of years ago, along with the Spot, Smith County Humane,
the Emmanuel House.
Yeah, the Emmanuel House, and a few others. So
the Train Depot Project,
Yes.
which is still doing great things with the art in our community. So
yeah, and we've been fortunate with each benefactor that not only are we raising funds for them, but we are able to raise promotion for them. People start to learn a little bit more about them, just because we do have so many people who come to the event and that are involved with it. And the more promotion that we give on social media, the more that they are getting as well. I remember when we had done CASA on the square the second year, I think that we did it. One of the things that they had said at the time was less about the money and more about the acknowledgement of them being there and the awareness and the volunteers that they were able to gain from that. So it's something kind of cool that we've been able to see happen.
Yeah, so we have tickets on sale right now for our May 10th event this year that will take place at Catisa Farms again with our gracious host, George McDonald, out there. We are very excited about some of the things we're going to have at the event this year. Of course, food, dancing, and drinks. It can't get much more fun than that. But if you would like to get a ticket, you can go to therivercityball.org and you can click the purchase your tickets link and get your tickets, your golden tickets. You can even purchase a table for sponsorship. If you have any questions, we can always be contacted at rivercityball@outlook.com. And you can definitely please follow us on Facebook and Instagram, just River City Ball. And we are gung-ho in decoration phase for this year. We've had several decoration meetings, so decor is picked out. Everything's getting just ready for a great event, and we are very excited to see everybody all dressed up.
This year we chose the theme A Royal Affair. So we choose a different theme that kind of helps just decide what the design's going to look like. We ask everybody to dress formally, but we try to decorate with a certain theme. Last year we did an all gold theme. This year we're doing the Royal Affair. So we're kind of taking our ideas from the show Bridgerton, if you guys have watched that. So lots of florals and purples and just royal colors and some gold accents. So just some really cool things that we're adding to it this year. We've worked with our caterer as well to come up with a cool menu with some really good dessert options that kind of fit the theme. So we've got some really fun things in store. Jordan, do you want to tell them a little bit about the sponsors that we have?
Yeah, so we have several sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, very thankful for them, the Walton Hotel and Candy Fork Farms. They're our presenting sponsor this year, so it wouldn't be happening without them, as well as we've got Justin Eldridge, the tile guy, Daniel Eldridge, they're sponsoring our red carpet. We have several other notable sponsors in the area. DTC is sponsoring. We have a few local people sponsoring. I'm going blank at the
Citizens
moment.
Bank,
Citizens Bank,
Carthage Family Cairo. A lot of them have sponsored in the past, but
repeat sponsors.
It's something that we're obviously very grateful for because they're able to cover the cost of the event and a lot of our major expenses.
Right.
And of course, George at the farm, which we talked about earlier. So
Yeah, he hosts. That's a great thing that we have that ability. So.
Yeah, well, a question that I have, and if I get something that you don't remember, forgive me, but you guys have raised a tremendous amount of money in the last few years. Do you remember just ballpark how much money you've put into the community, say, in the last 3 or 4 years?
We've given over $100,000 back to our community from the time of the first event to last year. And each year we're able to give a scholarship to 2 high school students. That does include homeschoolers. They're eligible to apply as well. So that includes that as well as the donations that we've made back to the organizations we've raised for.
And see, this is one beautiful thing about this is it is for the community, by the community, and all of the proceeds either go, am I correct, they either go toward the organization you're raising the money for or to get the next ball started. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, we try to maintain some seed money to help us get deposits going for the next event every year. This year we're actually going to try to we are doing a secondary donation to a surprise applicant. So one of our applicants, I think we had 9 applicants, one of those will be chosen to get a secondary amount of money donated to them as well. So we're not just going to impact Smith County Rescue Squad. We're going to help somebody else as well. So we're really excited about that. And that'll be announced the night of, I believe. So we have Smith County Rescue Squad. Virginia touched on them blowing us away with their applicant process, and just I didn't know some of the things that they were doing and some of the things that our own EMS service couldn't do without them. So just the fact that they're getting our money is where I'm really happy.
Well, I know you guys do a wonderful job with what you do with this function, and if somebody wants to get in touch with you, find out more about it, what do they do? How do they do that?
Well, they can email us. Our email is rivercityball@outlook.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, just as River City Ball. And Jordan, tell them our website because I can never remember it.
It's therivercityball.org. And you can, the best way to communicate with us is probably going to be Facebook or our email. We do have 2 or 3 people checking those periodically, so we'll be able to get you a response pretty quickly. If you're asking about tickets or how you can get involved or what you can do to help, we would love to have more involvement. Obviously, the more awareness we can bring to these organizations and to what we're doing, then the more impact we can have overall.
Okay, and in the past, you've had a silent auction. You're still doing that again this time? You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So Hannah Woodard, one of our committee members, has kind of taken off with our silent auction and has grown it quite tremendously over the last couple of years. I think last year we had 120 silent auction items. And the great thing about our silent auction is that goes live a week before the event and it's made available to the public. So you don't have to attend our event to bid in our silent auction. So you could win a silent auction item, and if you're not at the event, we can have those picked up at the Chamber of Commerce here in Smith County the week after the week leading up after the event. You can pick those up. But we do have a live auction as well. So there's the silent auction, live auction, and those are just two aspects of the fundraising. Like Virginia was saying, our ticket sales and our sponsors. And we just take all that culmination and we put on a really great event, and we bring out the kind of crowd that's going to be donating and being very generous to our.
Well, and the last couple of years we've played a game. I guess you would call it a game. It's a donation to get a golden ticket, and if you are chosen from that, then you can choose any of the auction items that we have, live or silent, before the auction actually gets started, for the live auction gets started. So for $50, you can end up with a $2,000 or $3,000 item, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, you can swap you basically just swap your ticket.
You're taking a donation chance there, but it's a pretty fun little game.
That's something we're trying to bring a lot more awareness to too, because if you've already purchased tickets and you don't know what the golden ticket is, then definitely reach out to one of us or follow us on the social media and get out questions to us, because we'd love to answer them. But that golden ticket is, like she said, I mean, you pay $50 and you have a chance to win a $3,000, $4,000 dollar item that would have sold for that much in the live auction. And we draw that right before the live auction begins, so that way you have your choice of any live or silent auction item.
Right. And this year, Josh Kirby is doing our auction. He helped Woody last year, but he's chosen to sponsor this year. If you've ever attended an auction with Josh Kirby, it is entertaining in itself. So we're excited about some of the things that he's been talking about bringing to the table there, and excited to see what he does for us.
So it's going to be a fun night then.
Yes.
All right.
Always.
Well, guys, I really appreciate you coming by. Is there anything we missed? All right. Yeah. Don't forget to buy your tickets. Go to the website and come by the chamber. You need information. Any of us will try to help you out. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Bill.
Well, it's always good to have good friends come by. And Miss Tammy, go ahead and introduce them and tell them who you're with, your new organization.
Yes, so I'm Tammy London. I'm the director of now what is known as the Community Wellness Alliance, and then it's Smith County Drug Prevention Coalition, but we just have a new name, but it's the same mission, same purpose, same people that are there, just at a new location with a new name. So our new location is on Main Street, and our address there is 611 Main Street North, just in Carthage, just down the road from where we were. And we're excited about our new location.
Oh, yeah, and it's wonderful because you've got more room and you've been expanding your program, so you needed the room, right?
Yes.
That is a wonderful thing. Well, now, Community Wellness Alliance, that sounds a lot more inclusive. I know you, some people out there may not know exactly what all you guys do, but I know you work in the schools. You want to just kind of tick off some of the things that you guys do?
Yeah, so we work under grants with the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services, and we have grants for early prevention education to cover the 5 substances of vaping, tobacco, alcohol, prescription drug, and marijuana use in underage, so from 12 to 21 years old. And then we also have 2 grants that are regional that cover the Upper Cumberland area, and that's for harm reduction, which they do overdose reversal training all throughout the Upper Cumberland, and recovery resources.
Okay, so you guys are basically doing stuff that you started out doing, but you've expanded to do a little bit more in the community.
Yes, and we've got some more things that are down the road. We'll talk about those at a later date. But yes, we're expanding and growing, and that's always a good thing.
Oh, yeah, it sure is. And I know your new location, folks, they'll get used to that. And in case for you guys that are old like me, it's where Shoulders TV was.
Yes, it's in the old Shoulders TV building.
Yeah, and it's a great place for you right off of Main Street. And
yes.
So I know you're gonna love that. I know you give away lock boxes. You want to talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, so in Smith County, we have had in the past 3 permanent drop box locations, one at Smith County Sheriff's Department, one at Carthage Police Department, and then we had one in Gordonsville. We've lost 2 of those. So the only one that we currently have in our county is at the Gordonsville Police Department. So if you have unused, expired medications that you want to drop off and have safe disposal for those, you can do that at the Gordonsville Police Department. But if you want to come by our office, we have medication lock boxes just like this that you can keep your medications safe. in your home. And in the future, shortly, we're going to be getting some, they're called doTERRA packs that you can dispose of your medication safely at home. Since we have had a loss of 2 permanent drop boxes, we will have those available for people to dispose of their medications in their home safely.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize a safe disposal of them, whatever method you use, is something that you want to do, because some of these medicines and things that we take for granted, they get in the water system and in the water table, and they could actually have an effect on the animals or on other human beings.
Yeah, you don't want to just flush them or put them down the drain. You want to make sure you put them, safely dispose of them. You don't want to throw them in the trash, because then, your dog or any other pet or a child could get them out and ingest them, and it could cause accidental overdose. It's just not good, and it could go in the landfills. So you don't want to do that. We want to dispose of them properly.
Right. And that's something, until I got to hearing these interviews, I didn't realize how dangerous it was to have drugs that you didn't need anymore, get into the environment like that.
Right. Yeah, it's important.
Okay. Thank you for coming by. Is there anything we missed?
No, that's all. Just come by and see us. Hopefully in the next little while, we're going to have a ribbon cutting. So we want to invite the community to come down, and we'll post that on our Facebook page when that will take place. And we're just excited to share our new space with the community.
Okay. And we're so glad you guys are around here. You do a wonderful job in the community, and I feel like it is a vital job. So thank you very much. Tell them how to get in touch with you.
Okay. Our phone number is 615-588-1622. That's the best way to get in touch with us. You can email me. My email address is Tammy, TAMMY, at smithcodrugprevention.org.
Okay. All right. Well, Tammy, thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
And folks, if you have any questions about that, just get in touch with Tammy and she'll help you out. It's always good to have somebody from UT Extension to come by. Rachel, thank you for coming by. But I'll let you introduce yourself. Tell them who you are, who you with.
I'm Rachel Petty. I'm one of the 4-H agents in the Smith County Extension Office.
Okay, and I know 4-H, you mentioned it, so what about 4-H? What's going on?
So this is a busy time of year for 4-H. There's really not any time that we're not busy, but we've got lots of our after-school stuff. It's kind of peak season for that. I'm actually headed to archery practice after this when we get done filming. I'm kind of casual today, but going to be out on the archery range. We've got about 40 kids that are in that group this year with us, so it is going strong. We've got a great team of volunteer coaches that make that possible. Today, my coworker Susanna is actually in Murfreesboro with our horse judging group. So they have practiced and are testing their knowledge at the Central Region Contest today. So we're wrapping that up. Got a good team of volunteers that help us with our horse project group as well. We've got livestock and meats judging going on. Those kids are practicing on Monday afternoons. They'll compete in about a month. And then looking ahead kind of to April and May, we'll start wildlife judging. That's one of my favorite things that we do in 4-H. And then, of course, summer means 4-H summer camp. So I am in the office this week getting ready all the camp promotion materials, getting all of that together on the paperwork side of things so we can get that pushed out to the kids and we can start sign-ups on April 1st, and we will camp the second full week of June. I think it's June 9th through the 13th are those dates, but we'll go to camp on Monday, come back on Friday, and it is in Crossville. We'll take about 50 kids is what we have room for, and we'll be pushing out more information on our Facebook page in the classrooms when we meet them. The kids again, a couple more times. It's hard to believe that the school year is almost over and we're looking to summer, but that is where we are, and we are ready and excited to see all the kids that want to go to camp with us. That's a new experience for me. I went to camp for the first time, didn't ever go as a kid, so went last summer for the first time as a 4-H agent and had a lot of fun. So I'm excited for the camping season this year and excited for all of our after school things that are going on like always.
Oh, yeah, and it is exciting. I remember when I was a kid, they didn't have the camps like that, but agent would come and they would do a kind of a mini camp there at the school, and it was so much fun. So I can understand how they would like that. Now, Miss Mary's not going to come here today, so you're going to maybe say a little something about FCE?
Yes. So Mary is, in a couple months, I guess we'll be back full time from maternity leave. We've seen her in and out of the office. She's still checking in on us as needed, but her FCE ladies are still going strong. They had their chocolate extravaganza on Valentine's Valentine's Day, and they raised money, I believe, for the Heritage Museum and then for their FCE project. So that was a really successful day. They always do that on Valentine's Day. There's a lot of volunteer hours and a lot of love that goes into making those chocolate treats for everyone. We're thankful to use the chamber for that event every year. So it went well. And then her FCE ladies are also preparing for their annual rally. So they all get together, all the members of FCE, all the clubs come together. They have that at the First Baptist Church in Gordonsville. They share a meal, kind of reflect on the year. They can enter into different craft competitions, sort of like at the fair. So they show off their handiwork, all those cool skills that they can do. They're able to enter exhibits at rally and then just get together and fellowship. So that is one of the biggest events of the year. I know the county council is working hard to plan that. And of course, if anybody is interested in learning more about FCE or joining one of those FCE clubs, because those ladies have a lot of fun. We do have a couple men involved in FCE too, so it is open to anybody. But they have a good time at their meetings. There's a social component, of course. They usually eat when they get together, and then also really community service focused. So if that's something you think you'd be interested in, you can always call our office, talk to Miss Nancy, talk to Mary when she gets back from maternity leave, and we'd love to get you plugged in with one of those FCE groups across the county.
Yeah, and they do a lot of good in the community
They
too.
do.
Individual clubs pick projects that they can do, so that's wonderful. Now, Miss Katie Martin, of course, she went on and moved into a wonderful job, and we are missing a county agent, but I think maybe some news about that.
Yes, so we do. Miss Katie, she has come to check on us a couple times as well. So she's been back by the office, coming through for her Farm Bureau work now. But we are hiring for an ag agent, and that position is posted. So it is on the UT job search website. We've posted it on our Facebook. You can call our office for more information. But if you are someone watching, or if you know someone that has an agriculture degree that is passionate about sharing their love and knowledge of agriculture with the community, we are hiring. It's a full-time position for that agriculture agent, primarily working with adults. Might step in, might recruit an ag agent for some 4-H projects every now and then, but working with that adult audience in the community. So serving our farmers, answering those questions that might come in kind of about, can really be any topic. We get a wide range of questions, but somebody with a passion for agriculture and an interest in serving the community here, we're hoping that we get somebody good in that role. And hopefully June, that is kind of the projected hire date. So we'll start, we're taking applications now. We'll start that interview process in the next month or two, and then hopefully get somebody in full time in June to give them a little time to settle in before the Smith County Fair.
Yeah, and then of course the fair is coming first week of July.
It is.
So they'll kind of get baptized by fire.
That's right.
With all those exhibits and everything that's going on.
Yes, we did joke when we were talking about kind of the timeline. It's like, well, we might not want to start somebody July 1st and the fair be their first week of work. We're going to give them a little time to settle in, hopefully.
They would need at least a few days to get used to that. Now, you are still doing the Lunch and Learns. I believe that you had one. As a matter of fact, I got the privilege of attending the last one and enjoyed it.
We did. So we had a cool season gardening Lunch and Learn. And then I know that there is a horticulture workshop planned. It is sometime in March. You can look on our Facebook page or call the office for more information about that. But Lucas Holman from Wilson County, really knowledgeable ag agent. He's more on the horticulture side of things, and he is going to do a fruit tree grafting workshop. So get hands-on, talk about fruit tree grafting. It's going to be at the Ag Center, so I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So we are still trying to do some agriculture programming. Katie had set some things in motion, and some of those other agents from surrounding counties. I know Jason Evitz in Trousdale County is taking a lot of our ag calls, Lucas Holman in Wilson County, any of those horticulture calls that come in. So we're still trying to keep programming going for our clientele, even in the absence of an ag agent.
Okay, well, I'm glad that that's going on and working. Now, I had the privilege this morning of seeing a young man, and he is just a wonderful young man, and I believe you know where I'm headed with this, so why don't you introduce him?
Yes, so coming up next, we have a segment from our rock star 4-H'er, Mr. Gabe Harville. Here's Into the Wild.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of In the Wild. This past weekend I had the opportunity to attend a 4-H event in Atlanta, Georgia. During my time down there, I made a pit stop at the Georgia Aquarium. In this month's episode, I'd like to share my experience at the aquarium with you all, as well as showcase some animals that they had there, from the ocean-dwelling whale shark to some fish we have in streams here in Tennessee. The Georgia Aquarium is the largest aquarium in the United States and the 6th largest in the world. It's home to thousands of animals and hundreds of species like these moon jellies here. Commonly seen washed up on beaches, moon jellies are a principal food for sea turtles as well as other jellyfish. After seeing the jellyfish, we moved on to the sharks, Predators of the Deep exhibit. This aquarium tank was full of tiger sharks, silver-tip sharks, and hammerhead sharks. You can also see a school of fish swimming with the sharks. Those are called false pilchard. After seeing the sharks, we moved on to the Southern Company River Scout exhibit. Here we were able to see freshwater fish and animal species from all over the world. First, we saw South American fish species like the discus, red-bellied piranha, and ocelot river stingrays, and then we moved on to African species like the Congo tetra, elephant-nosed fish, and the harlequin rasbora. Finally, we were able to see some fish species that may just be in your backyard. Especially east of the Cumberland Plateau, fish species like the river chub, warpaint shiner, saffron shiner, and Tennessee shiner become increasingly easy to find. There are countless others that can be found in Tennessee streams, and some of those fish are shown in these exhibits. Fish aren't the only type of animal that the aquarium had, though. We saw species like the yellow-bellied slider, which are omnivores eating a wide variety of plant and animal matter. However, in the wild, if he's not careful, he might wind up food for the American alligator, which is another animal that the aquarium exhibited. In some habitats, the alligator is considered a keystone species because of their vital role in the ecosystem. In the Everglades, for example, alligators modify the habitat by creating water-filled alligator holes that provide refuge for other animals like fish, wading birds, turtles, and snakes. We were also able to watch the Asian small-clawed otter, a native of freshwater wetlands in southern India, China, and other areas of Southeast Asia. Not only are they the least aquatic of the 13 otter species, but also the smallest, with adults weighing between 4 and 11 pounds. After our time with the otters was done, we were able to see some common bottlenose dolphins in the Dolphin Coast exhibit. These guys are some of the most playful animals in the world. Here you can see one blowing a bubble through his blowhole and then rushing to catch it before it reaches the surface. Games such as these are just a testament to show how intelligent dolphins are. Next up was the Coldwater Quest exhibit, filled with kelp forests, sea stars, sea anemones, and even weedy sea dragons, a type of seahorse. With wings propelling them through both water and air, birds such as the pigeon guillemot, common murre, Atlantic puffin, and horn puffin are adept at catching fish out at sea and transporting them back to their cliffside nests. I almost experienced a cuteness overload watching these sea otters groom themselves. Once hunted to near extinction, this species has bounced back, and they are thriving in the kelp forests of the Pacific Ocean. The critically endangered African penguin faces threats from natural predators as well as human-caused oil spills. However, people have begun to take steps to preserve the populations of this penguin, setting aside their nesting grounds as national parks and rehabilitating birds from oil spills. Just like their cousin the dolphin, the beluga whale is an extremely intelligent animal. Often called a sea canary, they have the highest repertoire of sounds of any porpoise, dolphin, or whale. In Explorers Cove, we were able to see species like the lake sturgeon, which can live over a century, as well as the cow-nosed ray. This ray has been known to feed by using its snout to forage in the sand along the ocean bottom, much like a pig would do on land. After making our way past the Pacific sea nettle jellyfish, we found the tropical reef. It was chock full of unique fish and invertebrate species, like the raccoon butterfly fish, cardinal fish, and mantis shrimp. and of course, the hard and soft corals found there. The highlight of our day was visiting the Ocean Voyagers exhibit. With over 6.3 million gallons of water in this aquarium tank, it was as big as a football field. This tank housed over 50 species of ocean-dwelling wildlife, but it was specifically made to house the whale shark, the world's largest fish. Whale sharks, at up to 30 feet long, aren't the only giants found in this tank. At the beginning of this clip, you can see the giant grouper, and in the background are two huge manta rays, their wingspan reaching over 14 feet long. Manta rays are special among fish as they have the largest brain-to-body ratio of any fish species, as well as the biggest brain of all fish. In fact, it's thought that they are self-aware, which puts them in a pretty unique group of animals, including elephants, primates, and porpoises. When we finally reached the main Ocean Voyager observation window, the magnitude of this exhibit almost brought me to tears. It's amazing to think that the good Lord created all of these animal species, not only in this gallery, but all throughout the aquarium, from the mighty whale shark to the smallest minnow. Aquariums are great institutions to learn more about the interesting and unique animals found in our oceans, rivers, lakes, and streams. I encourage you all to visit one to learn more about these amazing animals, as I did during my time at the Georgia Aquarium. I hope you all have learned something new in this episode, and I hope to see you next time in the wild. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of In the Wild. I'm Gabe Harville. Well, you know this. In this episode, I'd like to highlight my experience, as well as some marine animals that we have all over the world. In this month's episode, I'd like to share my experience at the aquarium with you all. Aquarium? Aquariums are great institutions to learn more about the interesting and unique wildlife. Aquariums are great institutions to learn more about the interesting and unique animals found in our rivers, lakes, oceans, and streams.
We are so thankful to be able to be hosted by these folks here. I'm going to ask you guys to introduce yourselves and let them know kind of what you do around here, okay?
Okay. I'm Martha Hinton with the Pregnancy Resource Center. We're located at 108 College Avenue West. You can reach us by phone at 615-281-8054. We want to be a community resource for all of our families.
I'm Allison Switch, and I work in client services and receptionist and just help Martha with whatever we need to have done here.
Everything.
Pretty much everything.
Well, a lot of people might be out there and they haven't walked in the door. Kind of run through a little bit of what you guys offer here as services.
Okay. Well, I want to give Allison the chance to tell you about client services, but we also offer free pregnancy tests, free ultrasounds, first and second trimester, and then we have, free prenatal vitamins, and we have a little boutique. You can kind of see it back behind the curtain there, where we've got lots of nice children's clothes and supplies for babies. But I want her to tell a little bit about the client services, because she works really hard on that.
Okay.
We have clients come in, and I usually give them a tour of our facility, the ultrasound room, and our intake room, which is for private counseling, and also take them into the boutique. And we have an Earn While You Learn program so that students, I call them students, but they can take lessons. I have over 300 classes to offer them, and it's all applicable to their level that they are in their pregnancy. maybe they've already had children and they also need our services. So they take a 15 to 25 minute little video class and answers questions. And with each different, with whether the class or the lessons, they will answer questions and earn points. And the points help them earn things from our boutique, whether it's diapers, like we only have 20 newborn diapers for 1 point. No, if you watch the video, it's 5 points. So you already got a lot of points. And we start them off with 40 points. So they have a good start from us.
Okay, so a parent or soon-to-be parent can come in here and they can actually get items that help them along with education. Is that right?
Yes, it is. And our classes range from prenatal all the way to teens. And there's fatherhood classes. Right now I'm serving, I think, 3 fathers right now with classes. We have classes on parenting and finances and relationships and marriage and whatever their particular needs are. And I work with them on, how they've applied those lessons to their lives. And they can choose whatever classes they want. I don't just assign them to them. If they have maybe a child here's a class on whining or tantrums, they might choose that class because they're having that particular problem with maybe their child. Or maybe they're in their first trimester, but they're kind of concerned about what's going to happen and what to expect in their second trimester. So I'll assign them classes on that. So there's a whole variety of different things that they can take and earn the points to earn things here too.
Okay, and if I picked up on what you said, you do fathers and mothers.
Yes, fathers and mothers. I think we've had a couple of grandparents come and take some classes too, and we can, they can earn not just clothes and diapers and wipes. We have car seats that they can earn for little higher points. Sometimes we'll get a crib in or stroller or something, and we can have them. If they need that, we'll look to our resources to see if we can get that for them. We have formula, we have baby food. There's just every baby need, really, we can probably get for them if they needed that.
Well, that's wonderful. You have those kind of resources. Now, when someone comes in here, do you reach out into the community? Do you go out and do anything?
Absolutely. We have so many contacts. One of our first contacts is to reach out to Karen Enoch with the CHAMP program. And then we kind of start with insurance first, and then we run the gamut. But please remember that we're for everybody. You don't have to be in need. We serve every person in Smith County and surrounding counties. Anybody that needs our services qualifies. There's no restriction on income, age, race, religion, gender. We are a community service for all.
That is wonderful. Mm-hmm. And of course, what is the address here? 108
College Avenue West.
Okay, and if you were given directions, you'd tell them to turn left at?
I would tell them to turn behind Wildflower Nutrition and Heartland, because if you put it in your GPS, it tells you to go up the hill. You're going to end up at the high school instead.
Okay, so you turn down this way and you come in, and it looks like you have hours posted on your door. It's 10 till something every day?
Monday 10 to 6, Wednesday 10 to 4, Thursday 10 till 2. We come in, today on Tuesday we're in. I've been here working most of the morning. Allison's good to come in on Fridays and meet people. So we're willing to work with anybody. And I hope after the banquet we'll be able to add more hours.
Oh, yeah, that would be wonderful. And you mentioned that number 615-281-8054.
That's
so
correct.
That's you can text or call that
Absolutely.
number.
I get text messages anywhere from 6 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. So, yes, we're pretty much available all the time.
Well, and that's a wonderful resource to have, especially if somebody's in trouble. Okay, right. Is there anything else you'd like to mention?
I want to tell you that I enjoyed the program today. It's been nice to watch everybody, and our community is so blessed. Bill, we have so many things to offer people. It's just a really good place to live.
Well, Smith County is ahead of the curve. And one thing that it's not on the program today, and a lot of people don't think about it, but I attended a drug court graduation here just about a week ago. and the resources that are there and the lives that they have changed. And they mentioned, I was talking with Judge Beller, and they mentioned that there's actually other counties that have, come and talked to them about the program, and they've went and showed them how to set it up there. So, we've got some things here that are actually cutting edge and things that we've been able to carry to other places. The Emmanuel House, for instance, started here, and now there's a place. I believe it's in Westmoreland. I know it's in Macon County, and it basically started from here. So
you're right, Macon County. Mm-hmm.
So we're blessed with a lot of things here that I think sometimes they don't even have in some of the larger metropolitan areas. So.
I think we're a good model. When I listened today to all the different people speak, and I heard them talking about the River City Ball. Of course, we were the recipient of that one year, and that was a game changer for us, and how they give to others. And then I heard Tammy, and then I heard Rachel talk, and there's so many things available for people in Smith County.
It is, and I'm so glad that you guys are here because
me too.
Prenatal care and even after the child is born, you guys can help. And then there's other organizations that pick up and help as well. So if you need any type of information about that, you just give this a place to call, 615-281-80454, and talk to Martha or Allison, and they'll guide you in the right way.
And also I wanted to mention too, we were talking about the resources. We're not in competition with any of them or the hospitals. We all work together as one. So we are limited in our ultrasounds. We can just do first and second trimester, but we refer them straight up here to High Point and get them care that they need. So we all work together really well.
You've got Riverview, which is a wonderful hospital, which is a blessing for a small rural county because a lot of places have lost their hospitals. And we got a wonderful health department across the river. Yes, we do. So we've got a lot of resources there.
You can also find us on qrcsmithcounty.org. Yes. And they can make an appointment through there, our website. And they can also find us on our Facebook page, Instagram, and we have a wonderful social media person who actually takes care of that. That's Gabby Bartlett, and she posts a lot of informational things for clients and anything that particular events.
Okay, so you can really delve into this and find out what's going on. Well, ladies, thank you for allowing us to come to your offices and your storage facility.
Absolutely.
I love seeing all the clothes in there for little babies.
We want people to come. We'd love for them to tour.
Have a tour.
Well, exactly. Hey, you might want to get involved. You never know. Might kind of prick something in your heart. So, ladies, thanks for letting us come by.
Thank you.
Okay, we hope you enjoyed the show we had today. We feel like we gave you some good stuff to think about. One of the things that I would like to mention is if you have not come by the Chamber of Commerce and gotten one of the tourism magazines, we'd like to invite you to do that. It's called Experience Smith County. And when you look in this, there is so much good information about Smith County and about what's going on in Smith County. And there's some interactive pages in there where you can scan a QR code and go to a map. And there's bike road trips. There's information about historical sites here in Smith County. There's kayak trips and where the put in and take out spots are. So there's a lot of good information in here. And plus, you also have information about our businesses and what's going on in Smith County, good places to eat, things that are happening around here. So folks, come by the Chamber of Commerce and get your copy of Experience Smith County, Tennessee. So thank you for tuning in, and until next time, may God bless.